Hello Bears news fan report fans. If you're a fan of the Chicago Bears, you already know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a single update. Here, Bears football is our passion, and every day we're getting closer to seeing something big happen. Have you ever imagined a bright future for the Bears? If you think this will be just another rebuilding year, you might want to think again. Something is brewing in Chicago, and what seemed like just a regular off-season is turning into a strategic chess match that could change the course of the franchise forever. And who's behind this transformation? A name nobody saw coming, Omarion Hampton. While everyone was focused on Ashton Jeanty, the surprise came with Hampton's official visit, an explosive player who showed his value to both the Bears and the Dallas Cowboys, causing quite the buzz behind the scenes. But that was only the first move. What really sparked the rumors was the possibility of Jalen Ramsey, the veteran Pro Bowler from the Miami Dolphins, coming to strengthen the defense. At 30, he still has plenty to offer and could be the leader Chicago desperately needs to take that next step after a frustrating season. And it didn't stop there. Rumors about TJ Watt started circulating, and the internet basically exploded. Could the Bears go all in to pair him with Montez Sweat, forming an unbeatable pass-rushing duo? And to top it off, Kyle Pitts, the Falcons' tight end, has also been linked to a possible trade to Chicago, adding even more fuel to this potential offensive revolution. Some sharp analysts are already picking up on it. Ryan Poles is building something big. These moves aren't just about filling gaps, they're statements of intent. What looked like a simple rebuild is turning into a master plan to go toe-to-toe with the NFC's biggest contenders. But now the question is, will these moves actually happen, or is it all just smoke? Time will tell. One thing is for sure, Chicago's attitude is changing. This new version of the Bears isn't that same timid team with an uncertain future. With Caleb Williams as the new face of the franchise and a promising coaching staff led by Ben Johnson, the team looks ready to compete at the highest level. We now have a powerful offense and a defense that, if completed, could intimidate even the top teams in the NFC North. And the stakes are high. If TJ Watt joins Montez Sweat, it would create a nightmare duo for any quarterback in the division. Imagine putting pressure on Goff, Love, and Cousins with that elite pass rush. The heat would be intense. And there's more. Kyle Pitts, still inconsistent in Atlanta, could explode in a creative offense alongside Caleb Williams. With him, DJ Moore, and Keenan Allen, Chicago could have one of the most dynamic lineups in the league. What once seemed like a dream is becoming a tangible reality. Of course, for now, it's all speculation. Ramsey is still a Dolphin, TJ Watt is still a Steeler, and Kyle Pitts is still trying to find his groove in Atlanta. But does Ryan Poles have the green light to turn this vision into something real? Personally, I'm more excited about the Bears than ever. We're finally seeing a franchise that's not afraid to take risks. If all this comes together, the future in Chicago won't just be bright. It'll shake the entire NFL. Maybe it's finally time for the Bears to rise again and truly compete for something big. And if it doesn't work out, at least we'll know we tried. And for me, that's a clear sign that we're on the right track. And you know what, Bear Nation Brazil? It's time to stop being afraid of making mistakes. It's time to think big. Because building a championship team isn't about being perfect. It's about being bold. And what Ryan Poles is doing is exactly that. Making bold decisions that show the Chicago Bears won't settle for mediocrity anymore. The vibe has changed. The energy has changed. And it's coming from the top. With Ben Johnson steering the ship, we now have a modern, creative, offensive mind who will know how to use Caleb Williams to his full potential. It's not just a new quarterback. It's a new mindset. A new beginning. And with the possible arrival of guys like Kyle Pitts and Jalen Ramsey, you can feel that something special is in the air. Think about it. When was the last time you saw the Bears being mentioned among the NFL's most aggressive teams? When was the last time Chicago was making the first move instead of waiting for leftovers? These rumors, and the actions behind them, show that the franchise wants to change its narrative. It wants to rewrite its story. It's willing to pay the price to earn back respect. And if they manage to bring in even half of these names, it'll be enough to make Soldier Field erupt. We don't want to be the team just filling out the schedule anymore. We want to fight. We want to compete. We want to intimidate. And if the NFL hasn't noticed yet, consider this your warning. Chicago is waking up. And when the bear wakes up, no one is safe. So now I throw the question to you. Do you believe the Bears are finally on the right track? Could this be the turning point we've been waiting for? Leave a comment, drop a like, share with other fans, and show the world that Bear Nation is more alive than ever. If you're passionate about the Chicago Bears, go ahead and subscribe to the Bears News Fan Report channel, smash that like button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Here, we live and breathe Bears football 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now hold on. Something is happening in Chicago that's starting to shake up the entire NFL. Without making too much noise, the Bears are making bold, strategic, and most importantly, purposeful decisions. What looked like just another regular offseason may be turning into the franchise's historic turning point. And it all started with a name no one was talking about, Omarion Hampton. While everyone was focused on Ashton Jandy, the Bears surprised everyone with an official visit from Hampton. Strong, explosive, and with a knack for big plays, he also caught the attention of the Cowboys. So yeah, there's some behind-the-scenes competition. But that was just the opening move. What really made NFL insiders start paying attention was what came next. Jalen Ramsey, a veteran, multiple-time Pro Bowler, currently with the Dolphins, could be on Chicago's radar. At 30 and still playing at a high level, he'd be the perfect leader for our defense, which is coming off a pretty disappointing year. Then came the jaw-dropper. Rumors about interest in TJ Watt. Yes, him. One of the most feared defenders in the NFL. A cryptic social media post sent fans into a frenzy. Could the Bears really be willing to give up valuable draft capital to pair him with Montez Sweat in a terrifying pass rush duo? And there's more. Kyle Pitts, the talented tight end from the Falcons, also entered the conversation. Once seen as a generational talent, he's now being mentioned as a possible addition to an offense that already includes Caleb Williams and DJ Moore. That's a scary scenario for our opponents, of course. Savvy analysts are starting to see the pattern. Ryan Poles is building a bold plan. With Ben Johnson coming in as the new head coach and bringing a modern offensive style, these heavyweight veterans could be the key to turning the Bears into a competitive team in the most. Something is happening in Chicago that's starting to stir the entire NFL. Without making too much noise, the Bears are making bold, strategic decisions, and most importantly, decisions with purpose. What seemed like just another normal offseason may be turning into the historic turning point of the franchise. And it all started with a name that not many people were talking about, Omarion Hampton. While everyone was focused on Ashton Jandy, the Bears surprised everyone with an official visit from Hampton. Strong, explosive, and with a knack for making big plays, he also caught the Cowboys' attention. So there's a behind-the-scenes battle for him. But that was just the first move. What really made NFL insiders pay attention was what came next. Jalen Ramsey, a multiple-time Pro Bowler currently with the Dolphins, could be on the radar for Chicago. At 30 years old and still playing at a high level, he would be the perfect leadership addition to our defense, which had a rather disappointing year. Then came the jaw-dropping part. Rumors about interest in TJ Watt. Yes, the same TJ Watt. One of the most feared defenders in the NFL. A mysterious social media post made the fans go crazy. Could the Bears be willing to give up valuable draft picks to form, alongside Montez Sweat, a pass rush duo that would send shivers down opponents' spines? And there's more. Kyle Pitts, the talented tight end from the Falcons, also entered the mix. He's been seen as a generational talent. Now he's being mentioned as a possible addition to an offense that already has Caleb Williams and DJ Moore. The scenario is starting to look frightening for the opponents, of course. Analysts who are paying close attention have noticed a pattern. Ryan Poles is crafting an audacious plan. With Ben Johnson arriving as the new head coach and bringing a modern offensive style, these seasoned veterans might be the key to turning the Bears into a competitive team at the highest level of the NFC. But here's the question that everyone is asking. Will all of this actually happen, or is it just another off-season illusion? What stands out most in this new phase for the Bears is the change in attitude. For many years, we were marked by conservative decisions, poor draft choices, and coaches who couldn't build a decent offense. But now, with Caleb Williams as the new face of the franchise and a promising staff, the atmosphere in Chicago is different. The city is hungry. The Bears seem ready to pay the price to truly compete. Just the rumor of TJ Watt shows this. Getting a player of that caliber takes courage and draft capital. But imagine this. TJ, what plus Montez Sweat equals chaos for rival QBs? Jared Goff, Jordan Love, and Kirk Cousins better get ready. The NFC North will never be the same again. And what if Kyle Pitts comes? In a creative offensive system with Caleb throwing, he could finally reach his full potential. It would be a devastating vertical threat. Even more so with Keenan Allen coming and DJ Moore at his peak. The opposing defense would need to pray. If all of this comes to fruition, the Bears will go from being a promise to becoming a serious contender. A team with a solid defense, a powerful offense, and a QB who could change everything. Now we just have to wait and see if Ryan Poles has the green light to execute this bold plan, or if this is all just smoke. But you know what? I'm more excited about this team than I've been in any other year. For the first time in a long time, Chicago seems to be thinking big. And if it doesn't work out, at least we'll know we tried. At least it wasn't out of cowardice. Bear down. Always.